I mean, the Truman Show was another moment where, I had to kind of deal with, well, you're not allowed to do that. You've presented yourself one way,
Yeah.
and it's a tough thing to convince people that there's something more, or that they might want to see something different. But I've always believed, all the way along, I've believed that it was about a spark.
Right.
It was about who you are as a person. It's about your soul.
Yeah.
It's about not necessarily. I mean, you do what you do so well. But there is something about you that is attractive to people in a way that they want to sit and watch you for an hour and listen to you and listen to your insights. But it's about you and who you are. What is it worth? What is it worth? And that's what I've come to so many times in my career, in my life, is that I've said the safe road is going to pay off. There are many payoffs to it, but I can't be there and have my soul be on a completely different track. It's always worth losing to me.
It is.
It's always worth risking. And if this other side of me is not a popular one in the scheme of things as far as movie tickets go, then you know what? I'll find a way to sneak it in there. I'll make a plan. I will show myself. I will find a way, and even if I'm not as popular, I will live in that area. I will expand myself. I mean, I started out with many desires as far as this business goes, and I've so surpassed all of them that it's not as meaningful to me anymore. I really love the work itself. I've examined myself on several occasions. Why am I really doing this? Am I doing this because I want to be famous? And I think there was an element to that when I started out.
Sure.
I think I wasn't necessarily seen as much or as intently as I wanted to be when I was a kid. I had a job, at least in my own mind, and that was to make my mother feel better. She was kind of very ill in many ways, and so it was to make her feel better. And I think ultimately, I imitated my father. He was a very funny guy. But also, I felt some need, and maybe, I don't know whether they created it or I created it, but I felt a need to make them feel that their life was worthwhile, that they did something special just by the very fact that they brought me into the world.
Yeah.
So from a very young age, I wanted to convince them that I was a miracle. And then I wanted to convince the world that I was a miracle. And now I want to convince the world that I'm just like them.
It's our intention. Our intention is everything. Nothing happens on this planet without it. Not one single thing has ever been accomplished without intention. So I started thinking about my life, and I started thinking about this conference and what we're about, and I looked back and I thought, well, I was two people my whole life. I was in the living room entertaining people, being a monkey, doing my thing for the company, and trying to relieve my mother, who was suffering. She had rheumatoid arthritis and phlebitis and everything under the sun that was nagging at her, and she was depressed. And I wanted her to be free, and I wanted her to realize that her life was worth something because she gave birth to someone who was worth something. And then I would go into my room and I would sit with a legal pad. I was a little kid, and I would sit there and I would try to figure out what it meant, what it was all about. Why are we here? What is this? And one day I read something from Buddha that said that all spirituality is about relieving suffering. And I suddenly realized that's what I'm doing in the other room.
When you put something so in the forefront of your life, some desire in the forefront of your life, that everything else starts to suffer. I understand that. I understand that because I've gone that way and had to pull myself back or whatever, but it's the yearning that is, can be something very positive. It can create wonderful things, but when it makes you negate your life and the people in your life, it becomes, or, again, like when it makes you bear false witness, and sell somebody out. It's just not worth having, you know, that yearning is the tough part, the yearning to kind of have that but not make it completely consume you. You know what? I believe in the universe, I believe in the Horn of Plenty, I believe in the cornucopia, you know, so I'm not afraid of Tom Cruise and what his movies do, and I can enjoy it, and I can enjoy Russell Crowe, and because there is so much in the universe. We all, you know, can feed from it, and we all, you know, there's enough for everybody.
Is that where you are in your head at this
Yes,
Christmas season? They've got Russell Crowe as a movie out, Tom Cruise as a movie out. You're
Yes.
saying there's enough. I'm perfectly happy with what
Absolutely.
Jim has
I've
earned.
been given so much. I mean, I would be a green boar at the trough of life, you know, if I question
If you wanted it all.
Oh my gosh! I mean, you know, I sit down with friends of mine who are in the acting profession, and they say, you know, these are really good actors, and they say, man, no one's really getting the chance to do what you're getting to do.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's quite an arc that's
Sure
going on here.
To have your chance at bat time and time again.
I feel so lucky to have that.
But you had to bring something, otherwise they would not continue to give you the chance, and you obviously recognize that.
You have to allow yourself to be seen. That's
Yeah.
the risk. The risk is, especially for somebody who's comedic, who has that weapon at his disposal.
Just to go off into a
risk,
rift.
Yeah. To risk being seen is the toughest thing in the world. We're all very shy people, you know, people who do comedy, we're shy, and the emotion is right there on the surface. If you pricked me with a pin, I would fly around the room, you know, so that's the risk, is that you are showing them yourself, your true, authentic self, and the chances of being rejected are much more important, you know, much more terrifying.
My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant. And when I was 12 years old, he was let go from that safe job. And our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. As far as I can tell, it's just about letting the universe know what you want and working toward it while letting go of how it comes to pass. And when I say life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you, I really don't know if that's true. I'm just making a conscious choice to perceive challenges as something beneficial so that I can deal with them in the most productive way. You'll come up with your own style. That's part of the fun. Like many of you, I was concerned about going out into the world and doing something bigger than myself, until someone smarter than myself made me realize that there is nothing bigger than myself. You are ready and able to do beautiful things in this world.